Now let's head to the global space with Ladi Williams and find out what else President Trump has done.
Oh, yes. Yeah, we'll get to President Trump, but definitely he's done a lot. At this point,
As
we're seeing
usual.
the spat between he and Elon Musk. They used to be buddies before, but things have changed. Right now there's talk about deporting Elon Musk, and I'm like, wow. Whew, how do you deport a billionaire? At this point, that's going to have an impact. All right, let's get a check on what's playing out with in other economies. Now, we see Deutsche Bank. They've downgraded Sweet Bank from buy to hold, while also reducing its 12-month price targets from about 271 krona to 260 krona. That's Swedish currency there. According to a note led by analysts there, the downgrade reflects a narrowing valuation gap between Sweet Bank and its domestic peers, which has diminished the stock's relative appeal, particularly given its current trading multiple of approximately 9.4x price to earnings. Additionally, Deutsche Bank highlights ongoing uncertainty surrounding a potential settlement with U.S. authorities related to Sweet Bank's past operations in the Baltics. The absence of new development on this matter constrains any near-term upside for the share price. Overall, the downgrade underscores a shift in sentiment, diminishing valuation advantages, looming legal questions, and pressure on net interest income, driven by anticipated central bank rate cuts, has lessened the rationale for maintaining an overweight position in the stock. And we see Kathy Wood there, American investor and founder, chief executive officer, and chief investment officer at ARK Invest. She's making some moves in the market at this point. The Kathy Wood's ARK managed ETFs executed a series of strategic portfolio adjustments, reinforcing their conviction in key innovation-driven industries while trimming exposure in others. ARK purchased a total of 56,000 shares of Tesla Inc., valued at approximately $17.9 million, split between two flagship funds, that's RK, 43,000, and ARKW, about 13,242 shares. This transaction continues a recent trend of increasing Tesla holdings across ARK suite, underlining CEO Kathy Wood's ongoing confidence in Tesla's long-term growth trajectory. In its biotechnology-focused fund, that's ARKG, ARK acquired 949,000 shares of Atai Life Sciences NV at a total cost of roughly $2.08 million. This addition aligns with ARK's broader strategy to support groundbreaking companies in mental health and neuroscience. The fund also added 153,000 shares of Compass Pathways, investing approximately $430,000. Amazon founder and executive chairman Jeff Bezos, he sold approximately 3.3 million shares of Amazon.com Inc. That's late last week, generating proceeds of nearly $737 million. According to a Securities and Exchange Commission filing that was submitted yesterday, the sale, executed under a pre-established 10b5 1 trading plan adopted in March, brings the total authorized dispositions to 25 million shares. The filing further indicates that Bezos now holds approximately 905 million shares of Amazon. This marks the first major sale of his stake in 2025. Over the past year, he has offloaded roughly $5 billion worth of shares as Amazon stock reached record highs. However, Amazon shares have traded flat so far this year amid concerns over trade tensions and tariffs. Then on to President Trump now. U.S. President Donald Trump announced that Israel has agreed to the terms necessary to finalize a 60-day ceasefire with Hamas in Gaza. Speaking on Truth Social, Trump said his administration held a long and productive meeting with Israeli officials and confirmed that Israel has agreed to the necessary conditions to finalize the 60-day ceasefire. He added that Qatar and Egypt, who have worked very hard to help bring peace, will present the final proposal to Hamas. Trump urged the Palestinian group to accept the agreement, warning it will not get better, it will only get worse. The announcement comes amid growing concern over whether Hamas will embrace the deal. So far, neither Hamas nor Israel have publicly responded to the proposal. Hamas has reportedly cited the need for guarantees that Israel won't resume hostilities post-ceasefire. Also, President Donald Trump stated on the FS1 that he will not extend the July 9th deadline for nations to negotiate trade agreements with the United States. He emphasized that any country failing to reach a deal by then will face new tariffs. Trump expressed skepticism about concluding a deal with Japan, noting its refusal to open markets to U.S. rice while exporting numerous vehicles to the U.S. He says, we've dealt with Japan. I'm not sure we're going to make a deal. I doubt it. He said, adding that Japan is very tough. To counter non-compliance, Trump announced the administration is prepared to impose tariffs of 30% to 35% or whatever the number is that we determine on Japanese imports, a rate considerably higher than the 24% pause since April 2nd. Then we see TikTok and its parent company, ByteDance, preparing for further layoffs, according to Business Insider reports there. Internal memos shared with employees indicates upcoming organizational and personnel changes targeting TikTok Shop, the company's global e-commerce division. The restructuring follows a comprehensive review aimed at establishing more efficient long-term operating models. TikTok Shop has already undergone several rounds of job cuts earlier this year. TikTok's U.S. e-commerce team, which missed multiple 2024 performance goals, has been under mounting pressure. Performance setbacks intensified in 2025 after President Donald Trump's tariffs hiked on Chinese goods caused a sharp decline in U.S. Order volumes, particularly among the overseas sellers. All right, to the auto industry now. We see Volvo. They reported a 12% decline in global June sales, with 62,858 units delivered, down from 71,514 a year earlier, marking the fourth consecutive month of declining volumes. Volvo is steering towards operational efficiency and resilience. It's adapting its production footprint to offset tariffs and stabilize EV supply, such as increasing manufacturing capacity in South Carolina and Belgium. However, continued global trade uncertainties and subdued EV demand, that's posing some risk there to recovery for Volvo.